Hey, what's up YouTube? In this video, I'll be showing you how to make this very spooky haunted house. This house isn't actually haunted, but it certainly looks like it. If you guys enjoyed this video, please do remember to hit that like button. I'd really appreciate that. If you do enjoy the content, consider subscribing for more, and let me know what other spooky ideas you might have for more Halloween related builds. I sure hope that you enjoyed the video. Why don't I actually show you how to make this? So if you want to make it, here's what you'll need. Grab yourself some grey concrete, dark oak planks, dark oak stairs, dark oak slabs, acacia wood stairs, acacia wood slabs, acacia fence, black stained glass paint, and some dark oak wood doors. Now we do also need all of the other materials that you can see in the inventory right now. I know there's a lot of them, but they are all required, and we might even grab some more later on. So make sure that you have them all, and once you do, we can begin. So grab everything. And once you've got it all, we can start this build by placing a row of 7 grey concrete in a row on the floor. That's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Just like that. Extend that 7th block towards you by 1. Then go right by 2. 1, 2. Move in by 1. Go right by 2. 1, 2. Go into 1, 2. Right 2, 1, 2, go in by 1, and right by 3, 1, 2, 3. Then, as if you're looking down at the ground, place 3 upper right diagonals, 1, 2, 3. Extend the 4th diagonal or the 3rd diagonal up by 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Do 3 up left diagonals, 1, 2, 3. Go left by 3, 1, 2, 3. Then you want to move backwards up above that 3rd block by 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then what we want to do is we want to take that last block and we want to extend it, right? We want to extend it going right, and it actually wants to go 1 block to the right of where we first started. So we want to have it going 1 row across from where we first started. So what we should be able to do is connect this block all the way to the front of the build diagonally, like this. So if you were to look at the floor plan, you should have something which should look very similar to this. Now once you've got that sorted, we can begin adding detail to the house. Grab yourself some dark oak wood planks, and starting on top of the very first block that we place, which is this one, we just connected to it, we want to place a row of 5 dark oak planks going right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Place on top of the 2 middle blocks in the row of 5. Well, actually, guys, what you want to do is you want to go up on top of this 5th block by 2 using the grey concrete, 1, 2, and you want to place 2 rows of glass going left of the concrete. That's going to be 1 and 2. So 2 rows of glass going left of the concrete. Place grey concrete to the left of the glass. We then want to place a row of 5 dark oak wood planks on top of the grey concrete and glass. So that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we want to place dark oak wood planks directly up on top of the window, 5 rows in total. Then, on top of the left block and the right block, we want to place 2 grey concrete coming up, 1, 2, 1, 2, and we want to, of course, place glass in between. So that's going to be glass there and there. Then, place 3 rows of dark oak wood planks directly on top of this. So this is going to be 1, 2, and 3. So what we want to have in total should very much look like this. And you can also raise up all of the dark oak wood planks to the left of the window. And you can even raise up the 2 rows directly to the right of the window as well. Make it all dark oak wood planks. Now, we want to take this outward row of 3 dark oak wood. This is where the door's going to be, by the way. So if you like, you can place like a door in the middle here. And then we can place dark oak wood planks coming up left of the door and right of the door, coming up as high as the previous rows of dark oak wood, and we can just fill in between, like this. We then want to take the top row of 3 that we just extended from the door, you want to add another row on top, then you want to extend that row left and right by 1, you want to take those additional blocks and go up by 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, you want to shrink them inwards by 1, and go up on top of them, shrink them inwards, and go up. So we want to have this shape, which you can then fill in using black stained glass paint, like this. So we want to have, so far, something that should look like that. Very simple looking. So the entrance is going to be a little bit interesting in that we want to place acacia fence left and right of the door, with acacia wood slabs on top of that, and then we want to connect those slabs together in the center above diagonally. So we want to have this, right? Then we want to create walls. We're going to want to create a lot of walls. So fill in the entire left-hand side of the build using dark oak wood planks. And what this means is we want to place every grey concrete, we want to extend every single grey concrete up as high as the front of the houses. So where we have the dark oak wood planks on the front of the house, we want to extend the dark oak wood planks backwards up on top of this row of dark grey concrete, and we want to make it as high as the front. We also want to do the same thing on the back. So we want to extend all of the dark grey concrete, we want to extend it up using the dark oak wood planks. So that's just on the back. The left-hand side, or the right-hand side of the build rather, is a little bit different, and we're going to actually tackle that once we have made our way around the build. We're just adding on all of our rows of dark oak wood planks now. It's going to come all the way across the back, and then we will discuss what's going to be happening on the side of the build, because things are going to be a little bit different. You see, on the side of the build, the right-hand side specifically, we have a very interesting feature, because I kind of wanted to include like a witcher's hat in this build, and I thought that it'd be kind of cool to kind of just like stick it on the right hand side and have it kind of like intersect with the roof a little bit. And that's what we're going to be tackling next, because we do have this very odd shape poking out of the side of the house. So now that all of that's filled in, you can see that the right hand side of the house, we've got this like dome shape. And what we can do also actually is if we fill in all of the rows of dark oak wood planks, if we fill in all of these rows that exclude the dome part. So, oh no, I hate that. I hate it when that happens. Why? So, once we fill in all of these rows that have like nothing to do with the side of the house, so like we just want to fill in all of these rows until we get to the same point as we did on the back, and then we'll just kind of have like that semicircle popping out of the side like this. So you can see that we've built up a lot of the walls of the house. You see that we've got this part's different. So what we're going to do right here is we're going to take this row of 5 that we have on the side, and we're going to place 2 rows of dark oak wood planks on top. So that's going to be 1 row and 2 rows. We want to take the 3 middle blocks and we want to place 2 rows of black glass on top. So that's 1 row, this is on top of the 3 middle blocks, and 2 rows. And then we want to place, let me make sure this is right, we want to place 2 rows of dark oak wood planks on top of the glass. So that's 1 and 2. And we want to fill this in left and right. So we want to have something which should look like this. And we also want to fill in all of the dark grey concrete. We want to raise up all of this using the dark oak wood planks until it is as high as the window. So we want to make sure that this is as high as the actual window itself. So we just want to have something which should look like this. Okay. The window also wants to look a little bit interesting as well, in that we want to place an acacia wood slab underneath the middle of the window, forming a plank. We want to place 2 forming a plank, and then place an additional slab underneath the middle, and then place acacia wood stairs left and right of the actual plank to form kind of like a triangle. We want to do the same thing on top, so we want to place a plank on top of the middle, extend it up using a slab, and then we want to place acacia wood stairs left and right. This kind of just frames the window a little bit, plus it also looks creepy. It kind of looks like a mouth of sorts, is what it kind of looks like. Use your black concrete, your light grey concrete, and your yellow concrete to form a hat. So we're going to place black concrete on top of the dark oak wood planks. So we're going to place black concrete on top of the dark oak wood planks, like this. We're going to extend the black concrete outwards by 1 row. We might even make it 2. We'll have to see. So we're just going to extend it outwards by 1 row, like that. We're then going to place, yeah, you know what, we'll place a row of black concrete on top of the original row of black concrete. So just extend it up like that. We then want to place a row of light grey concrete above and inside of this. You know those witches' hats that kind of have like the belt around them? That's what the light grey represents, and we're going to have a buckle on the front of the hat. It's going to look kind of cool actually. So we want to have something which should look, so far, like this. We want to continue to shrink the hat using black concrete. So we want to add a few rows of black concrete that come up and out of the top of the hat, and you can make it in kind of like a random nature. It actually wants to point more as you get up to the top. So you can add a few rows like this in the black, kind of like slowly shrinking, however you want to add it. But the point of the hat is to actually make a point eventually. It does want to look all pointy. You guys know what witches' hats are supposed to look like. I'm sure that there's a couple of them out there. You might have seen them out and about. Probably not, since I'm pretty sure witches don't exist, but you never know. But you do eventually want to like form a point at the top. So whether that means adding perhaps like a couple of rows as you get to the top, you can even mess the hat up a little bit. Actually, witches' hats never seem to be that messy when you look at them. They do always seem to be like nice and pointy and like all very nicely done, like they've just been dry cleaned or something. So it does eventually want to come to a point, so you could even have it like flop inwards a bit, and we just want to have like something that should look like this. And for the buckle, we're going to place a buckle right here on the brim of the hat. So like where the window is, we want to place just on top of this middle row, we want to place 3 yellow concrete on the middle, 1, 2, 3, and we want to extend this left yellow concrete up by 2, 1, 2, and then right by 2. So kind of like forming a C shape like this. What you can even do is you can kind of like extend the grey concrete. Perhaps you can even extend the grey concrete inwards. Just like 1 row, just so that it kind of connects together like this. And maybe you could add just a couple of more miscellaneous like black blocks like this, just to kind of like get that point going. But, you know, just kind of mess around with it until you're happy like this, and I'm sure that you eventually will be as you kind of look at the hat. It's not meant to be perfect. I mean, you know, it's kind of up to you how you do want it to look. You could even extend the brim a little bit. Like, just keep messing about with it until you're eventually happy is the best way that I can describe that. You could even extend it outwards by an additional row. That actually looks a little bit too big for my liking, so you know what, I'll keep it just in there. But yeah, just keep playing with it until you're eventually happy, and then you'll be able to move on. So once you've got the hat taken care of, the next thing we're going to do is we're just going to customize the windows a bit. So that the windows on the front of the house look nice, we want to place this. So underneath the window, we want to place upside down acacia wood stairs, facing apart from each other like a little triangle, and we want to place acacia slabs coming upwards from the end of the triangle like this. We want to place back-to-back acacia wood stairs at the top, once again forming a triangle, and we want to place acacia wood slabs coming down from those stairs. And if we move upwards, we want the same sort of thing. We want to have upside down acacia wood stairs back-to-back with acacia wood slabs coming up, and then once again the acacia wood stairs back-to-back just above the window, and then we want to drop them down half a row using the acacia wood slabs. So you can see that we're actually forming quite a lot of detail here. and it's only going to get better. So once you've got that sorted out, we're going to do the roof, because the roof is the least fun part of any build for me. So how are we going to tackle the roof? If you come to the back of the house and you take out your... So this is what we need for the roof. We need grey concrete, we need the acacia stairs, we need the acacia wood slabs, and we need the acacia fence. And we want to place a row of grey concrete coming around the top of the house. So we want to place grey concrete coming around the top of the house. This is the top left-hand side of the house, the top right-hand side of the house, and the back of the house. It doesn't want to come around the front of the house. And in regards to the hat, you'll see you just want to move through the hat. So like pretend the hat doesn't exist and just extend it forwards. And the grey concrete actually wants to come as far as like it wants to poke out of the front of the house by one row. So that means that it wants to extend forwards beyond this window by one row. And you can actually connect the front pair of grey concrete together using the acacia stairs like this. Then what we're going to do is we're going to fill in, I forgot about this, we're going to use the dark oak wood planks to fill in this side wall on the house. So you know where the witch's hat is? You're going to find that you've left a lot of the house open by not filling it in with dark oak wood planks. So we're just going to fill in as much as we have to here using the dark oak wood planks. So there you go, we've not got any holes in the house now. And now coming back to the front of the house, what we also want to do is we want to place a trim of acacia fence coming directly below the layer of grey concrete and the stairs on the front. So wherever you can, once again, the witch's hat will get in the way, but just move around it, move through it. You don't have to, you know, you don't have to just ignore it. Just, well, I guess that's what you should do. You should just pretend it's not there and just move the fence through there like this. So we want to have something which should so far look like that. And then what we want to do is we want to use our grey concrete, and we want to take this front pair of grey concrete, this front corner block, this one, and the opposite one. And we want to place 6 diagonals coming inwards and upwards from this. So let me show you. So it wants to come up and inwards, and that's 1 out of the 6. And then it wants to come upwards and inwards, that's 2. Upwards and inwards, that's 3. Upwards and inwards, that's 4. 5. 6. So does that make sense? We're coming towards the center of the roof. And we want to do the same here on the front right hand corner. We want to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So they're all coming in. And we want the same on the back as well, actually. We want to have 6 diagonals coming in from the back. And what we're doing is we are just forming the corners of the roof. And the rest of the roof is actually really easy once we've done this. Is this as high as the... No, we need one more block. I'm not counting them anymore because we've already done it twice and we can simply just kind of look forward. So what we're doing here is we're just creating the frame of the roof. You guys will see what I mean in a second. This is actually going to make it really, really easy to do once we've put these in place. We've just got one more here. So what here? There we go. So what we want to have so far should look like this. 4 rows coming inwards. And we want to connect those together using acacia wood stairs. So if you literally connect them together, like going around in like a square shape or rectangular shape, whichever it is, you want to just move around and you want to connect them all together. And the witch's hat, what I'm going to do is just to make it blend better with the roof, I'm just going to add a couple more black blocks here. But we want to move around and we want to connect it all together like this. So just move around, connect it all together, and you'll eventually reach the top. So this applies for every single row. You just want to go through, you want to move through, and you'll be able to see what I mean. So you just want to move through, you want to place acacia wood stairs where you can. The witch's hat might sometimes get in the way. I might place, there we go, I might place black wall there. Black concrete, actually. The witch's hat might get in the way a little bit, and we also have that window at the top front of the house, which might also pose some trouble occasionally. But for the most part, this is how things are going to be done nice and easy, and we just want to just move through like this. We won't have to place one there actually. And once we've placed all of the stairs, I'll show you how to blend the window into the roof, because that's really simple as well. All of this is very simple. We've actually not got a huge amount of the house left to do, believe it or not. We've actually not. We've just not got that much. We have to add details to the house, but like structure-wise, after the roof's done, we've just got to do the porch, and then we'll be adding lots of small little details. But like the actual living space is actually almost completely done, which is crazy. But it really does show you that sometimes houses can be made just in details. You don't have to have like an insanely complicated structure to start with. You can start with something quite basic, which this house kind of is. Well, I mean, I guess it's a little bit more than basic, but it's, you know, it's kind of simple really, and then you can extrapolate from it. When you get to the very top of the roof, we're going to cover the top of the roof using acacia wood slabs. So we're just going to use acacia wood slabs when we get to the top of the roof. It's also occurring to me that if we wanted to, we could even use like back-to-back acacia wood stairs to create a bit of a point, but I don't know which is better. So far, we want to have this. Next, we're going to take the window and we're going to give the window a roof. So we're going to use our acacia wood stairs to build up the side of the window, starting from the left-hand side of the window, moving all the way up to the top. We're going to place acacia wood stairs moving back like this, and a row of acacia wood slabs on top, just to create a little bit of a mini window like this. It's the same sort of roof that you'd expect on just like a normal house, and it wants to come as far down as this, and we want to extend the roof forwards by one row. You could even place like maybe like a grey concrete above the center there. That's kind of cool. And then we're just going to place acacia wood stairs coming outwards, and then upside down ones underneath, just to kind of like blend things a bit. That kind of looks all right. And if you want, you could even add detail to this. What you could do is you could even like place grey concrete directly underneath the window to kind of like help it blend into the house. That kind of looks cool actually. And wherever you might find that some of the stairs need to be joined to the roof, so like you'll have to just destroy them and place sideways stairs in there instead. But you can see that that's actually made quite a bit of a difference already. And just to finish this particular bit off, if you come inside the house, you'll notice some gaps in the roof. Just place a single dark oak wood plank there, and then that will cover any gaps that you might have had. So we just want to have something which should so far look like that. That's looking really good. Next, we want to add the porch. So using your grey concrete, and what we'll also need, we can get rid of the glass in the door, and we can use dark oak wood stairs. And what we're going to do is we're going to come to the very bottom of the house. We're going to take the very first grey block that we place, which is this one, the grey concrete, and we're going to extend it forwards by 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then right by 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We want to extend that to the right using 3 acacia wood slabs. 1, 2, 3. Then we want to place 4 grey concrete going right, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we want to connect it back to the house. And we're going to fill the center of the porch in using acacia wood slabs, which I am then going to add an additional layer on top of to form into planks, because I don't believe that I bought the acacia planks with me, and honestly, I'm just a tad bit too lazy to actually grab them out. So we're just going to take twice as long to do this in using the slabs, which is a little bit silly, but we're going to raise up every single block except for these 3 at the start. We're just going to keep those. We want to place on top of these grey concretes here in between the slabs, we want to place a dark oak wood plank with a 3 acacia fence on top. That's 1, 2, and 3. And then that's going to be 1, 2, and 3, like that. We want to place acacia fence going all the way around the grey concrete porch. So, all the way around the grey concrete porch, like this. So, we want to have something which should look like that. Use your dark oak wood slabs here. What you want to do here, it's kind of tricky to explain, but what we want to do, basically, actually, this is better. Place sideways facing dark oak wood stairs in front of the rows of 3 acacia fence. So the third blocks, you want to place acacia in front of the acacia fence. You want to place sideways facing dark oak wood stairs, and you want to place upside down oak wood stairs coming inwards, and then sideways facing ones on top, and then an upside down one in between the two at the top. Place a dark oak wood slab on top of that and extend that towards the house like that. You can place acacia wood stairs extending towards the house like this. Acacia wood stairs extending towards the house from the dark oak wood stairs. You might even have to destroy the fence. I actually didn't think that we'd have to, but apparently we do, so that's okay. So just extending inwards like this. And what we then want to do is we want to extend the dark oak wood stairs. We want to use dark oak wood slabs, and we want to extend the stairs left until it overhangs the side of the porch by 1, and then we should be able to just connect it to the house. So if that makes sense, we want to like go right, and we want to be 1 block right of the porch, and then we want to connect this to the house like this. And we want to place acacia slabs above and inwards, half a row from the actual dark oak wood slab. So half a row inwards, we want to place the acacia stairs like this. And then we want to cover the top of the porch in with an additional row of acacia slabs. So like this, just an additional row of acacia slabs. You might find that things will blend better if you destroy particular stairs. Some will be covered up by the acacia slabs, which is fine. But some you might have to actually destroy. Like that particular one here might cause a bother. But the effect that we're looking for will look exactly like that. It's actually looking quite nice like that. I do like that. So, once you've got that sorted out, this is what we're going to do next. So now we're going to add actual details to the house. The way that we're going to do this is we're going to use dark oak wood stairs, vines, webs, dark oak wood, and some spruce leaves. This will do the majority of it. So on the left hand side of the house, I'm using dark oak wood, and I want to create kind of like a tree on the side of the house. So you guys know what trees look like. We want to use our dark oak wood, and we just want to create like a tree shape on the side of the house. It wants to look like a very dead tree, mind you. So we kind of want to have this sort of effect like this. You don't have to go too crazy. And what we could even do is we could just branch this out a little bit. Like that. Maybe like that. There we go. And we can just... that's pretty good. So we have like a small tree. And we just want to add some spruce wood leaves to it every so often. I prefer if the leaves are a little bit flat to the house. But anywhere that you kind of have like a branch like this, if you just add a little bit of leafage, then it just looks quite good like this. So, you know, just kind of like add that feature to the side of the house. It's really easy to add. You can spend more time on it if you like. That's actually looking a little bit flat to me, but you know, I mean, it is what it is. You can customize it in any way you want. And what you might also want to do is you might want to add some webs to the house. So you might just want to add a couple of webs, maybe specifically around the tree, maybe like the corners of the tree. That might make a bit more sense. And yeah, that's looking all right. And you might even want to add some vines to the house. I'm not going to add any on this side because we've got the tree. But another thing that we can use is we can destroy certain blocks in the house, certain dark oak woods, and we can replace them using dark oak wood stairs. So if you destroy a block and then replace it with either a regular facing or an upside down dark oak wood stairs, the house looks as though it's had a couple of chips knocked out of it, and it looks quite good like that. The more you add, the more you might like it. The less you add, the less you might like it. It kind of depends whether you like the effect or not. You might want loads, or you might not want that many. So this is what I've done with the side of the house, and I've actually chose to go with a very similar deal on the back as well, because I wanted this house to be dark and spooky. I didn't really want to add a load of, like, I didn't really want to add loads of windows and stuff to the house. I also wanted it to be easy to make as well. So the back, I suppose, in comparison to the front isn't as detailed. But if you do want to add additional windows and stuff to the back, then you absolutely could. But I kind of like it kind of like this. And that is the weirdest looking tree that I've ever seen in my life. So I'll tell you what, we'll make it, there we go. We'll make it a bit more realistic, sorta. And we'll just add some spruce leaves. And we will add some webs and stuff to it. And yeah, we'll make this look a little bit more respectable. But yeah, we'll add some webs. We might even add some vines on the back. We'll add a couple of vines. You guys, okay, there we go. Maybe off of here. Vines take a while to grow, so obviously, you know, you don't know how it's going to look until it's kind of been done. But, you know, just add some webs and stuff around the back. It'll look all nice and spooky. Very easy to add. Adds a lot of detail. Doesn't require that much thought or effort. You can just kind of like chip out some blocks, replace them with stairs of, you know, of all sorts of descriptions. Regular facing, upside down. Chip them out. If you wanted to have actual holes in your house, you could even use some slabs as well. But yeah, that looks alright. That looks a bit ruined. I'm going to leave the witch side alone because I quite like it like that. I don't really want to mess about with it. But the front, I'm going to add a little bit of vinage about here on the front side of the house. I'm going to have it actually hang like that. Maybe even here, I'm going to have a lot of vinage, and I'm just going to, once again, I'm going to destroy some blocks, and I'm going to place some stairs in there instead, like that. That looks quite alright. And then around the window as well, why don't I destroy quite a few like this, and then I can place like upside down, regular facing, upside down. I mean, you can place them in a pattern if you like, but you don't have to. And yeah, that looks like the building's had a few rounds with something. And then we're going to, you know what, I'm even going to chuck some spruce wood leaves. No, I'm not, because it doesn't meld very well. Does it? No. Damn. You know what, I could even destroy kind of like into the top of this. And that actually looks alright. So I could even like destroy in some blocks here, and I could, what you can do is you can mess up the design a bit. Like you can place in some dark oak wood slabs and stuff to kind of like make it look a little bit run down and such. And I'm going to place a little bit of webbing around here too, like this, and just above the windows a little bit, and maybe a little bit around here too. I quite like that, and it just creates a really nice spooky effect. I'm even going to place some spruce wood leaves going around the bottom of the porch area. Gonna just place some spruce wood leaves, and I'm just going to make it, maybe you like ride it up the side of the house a little bit. I'm going to add in a couple of leaves poking up and out. Gonna add one or two in random locations like this. Just gonna add them all like that. Wonderful. So, you know, just basically you just keep messing about with it until it looks more and more haunted. This is actually looking a bit more haunted than the original version, which is kind of cool. And what you can do to really add some more spooky details to this house, I kind of like this, like a slime pit. So I'm going to use lime concrete and cobblestone slab, and I'm going to, just in the front left hand corner of the house somewhere, I'm just going to create like a small slime pit like this. So, you know, maybe this shape, maybe a little bit bigger. I'm just going to create a circle-ish shape in the ground using cobblestone, and I'm just going to fill it in using some lime concrete. I really like the effect. It's very Halloween, it's very spooky. I really like how it looks. And some additional details you might want to add. You might want to add some graves. So stone brick stairs, podzol is good for this. So maybe like on the right hand side of the house, just in front of the house, if you place back-to-back stone brick stairs, maybe in this position, maybe here, back-to-back stone brick stairs, and then dig a couple of rows in front and place like podzol, it looks like a grave. And you can even use different designs for graves. Like you could even use like stone wall. You could use stone wall, and you could use like a stone. If you wanted to have like more of a cross shape, maybe like a cobblestone wall, stone on top, maybe something like that. and maybe like either a button or a sign, like if you wanted to create some graves. I might actually use that actually a little bit around the place. But yeah, a couple of graves would look cool. I might even place one of those here, maybe like a cobblestone wall, stone, button on top, cobblestone wall, and then either side. It kind of looks cool, like a cross. I kind of like that. Yeah, I do kind of like that. I don't know whether I like it as close to the porch as it is, but yeah. What I'm also going to do is I'm going to create a dark oak wood tree, and I'm going to use dark oak saplings and bone meal, and I'm going to place it just behind the graves, and I'm going to save this first because I'm going to hope to God that this is not an insanely massive tree. So we're going to place 4 bone meal. Okay, we're going to place the 4 dark oak wood saplings, and then we're going to bone meal this up, and it's not a massive tree, luckily. Sometimes they grow huge, and I don't really like it. I kind of wish the pool was a little bit inwards, but it really is just a design feature anyway, so that's looking quite cool. I'm going to use the Milesium, I think that's how it's pronounced, to create a path leading from the porch outwards. So this is kind of going to be like where you would enter the haunted house. We're just going to use the Milesium. I don't know how to pronounce it, to be honest, but it makes kind of like a very cool path material. I quite like it like this. And if you just destroy like a bit of a faded path, grass path also works nicely as well. A bit of a faded path leading to the house. I quite like that. That's looking quite good. I'm going to put a barrier around the house as well. I'm going to use grey concrete and dark oak wood fence like this. And I'm just going to place like grey concrete going around the general area of the house. I want to make sure that it connects on the corners as well. And I just want to make a general area around the house because I don't know, haunted houses and spooky houses seem creepier when they've got like a nice broken looking sort of like dark fence going around them. Do you know what I'm saying? Do you guys feel the same way? Well, that's what I'm making now anyway. So maybe like this. There we go. And it doesn't have to be like 100% broken. We do still want to be able to navigate the house, I suppose. So we want to leave enough room to actually come around. And I might just extend the fence, probably just until about maybe even past the tree might work. Maybe a little bit past the tree like this. We're going to come inwards. So we want to have something which should look like that. That actually looks awesome. It's a bit bigger than the original again, but you know, it doesn't have to be 100% consistent with the original. So we're just going to chuck some dark oak wood fence down here on top of this. You could also use iron fence or iron bars. What are they called nowadays? Are they called iron bars? Still iron bars. You could even use iron bars for this because, of course, they are very, very creepy as well. And once we've done the fence, we're going to add some, what I like to call, like, just peripherals, just around. We're going to place some, like, heads around. We're going to place some, like, mushrooms. We're going to place some stuff in some pots, some jack-o'-lanterns, just creepy things in general. But you can see the house is getting very, very creepy already. So now, I'm going to grab some pots, some jack-o'-lanterns. I'm going to use shrubs because they look very, very dead. Some spruce leaves I'll use, maybe even a bit of web still. And I'm also going to use the dark oak fence, and I'm going to grab some skeleton skulls and some zombie heads. So on the front porch, I'm going to place a jack-o'-lantern because it keeps things nice and bright. I'm going to chuck a zombie head here, maybe even like a little bit of a flower pot here. And I'm also going to place a few flower pots about the place, and in these we'll store some dead bushes. And we'll also chuck some mushrooms and stuff in as well. So they don't actually have to be absolutely everywhere. I'm going to also use the spruce leaves like I said. I'm also going to place some spruce leaves about the place like I said. Not in massive amounts, but just to kind of like form bushes and stuff. Because it just adds more detail. Like I said, the house itself isn't like... structure-wise isn't like insanely complicated. It's not like a massive, really complicated build. But what does make up for that is the fact that we can add details in. and we can add some heads on sticks, so like dark oak fence and some skeleton skulls, stuff like that. We can place like random skulls around the property, you know, just little things like that. Like even if you wanted to, like on the fence, you could like place random heads and such. These are just ideas that you might or might not want to add. Sometimes a little bit less is better as well. So I'm just going to destroy a couple of the pots. I'm going to place... I'll tell you what, I'm also going to bone meal the area. So I'm going to bone meal basically around the side of the house for the most part. So like around the side of the house wants to be bone meal, but the front I don't want to be as heavily bone mealed. I don't want the front to be very heavily bone mealed at all, because I want to be able to actually see all of the little details and stuff that I've placed. So we want to have something which should look like this. And what I would suggest is anywhere that a flower grew, destroy it and place a shrub there. A shrub looks very much like a dead bush. I don't think you can place dead bushes on just regular grass. Prove me wrong, I'm not sure about that one, but wherever you destroy a flower, I would highly suggest maybe just chucking a shrub there. And maybe sometimes just don't put anything there, destroy the flower and then maybe leave it. It does depend, and you might even want to chuck a couple of shrubs down as you do go around the house itself. I'm just going to destroy that. I'm going to chuck a shrub there, and I don't want too many shrubs. I certainly don't want... where's the... Do I not have any dirt? You know what? Stone will work. I'll just chuck a stone in there. Yeah, you don't want loads and loads and loads of shrubs and stuff, so I'm just going to destroy... Whatever grass blocks I accidentally destroy, I'm just going to leave stone in there because it'll be fine. But yeah, you can see that it really adds quite a bit of detail. You might even want to thin out some of the grass as well, like... You know, you don't want it to completely cover up absolutely everything, but you see, we've got something pretty spooky at the moment. The last little bit of detail that I'm going to add is I'm going to use the red mushroom specifically because it's colourful to fill in any of the flower pots that I left. So, there's not that many of them. That'll actually do. That's the house complete, guys. If you've got some more ideas to make it a little bit spookier, then feel free to add them, but that is looking pretty spooky to me. I don't know about you guys, but that looks very, very haunted, very, very spooky. I'm hoping that you guys enjoyed this video. This is very fun to make. I've actually not made like a Halloween house before, at least not like a proper house, so I'm very interested to see what you guys think about it. If you did enjoy the video, please do remember to hit that like button, or maybe you'll be haunted, who knows. If you do enjoy the content, please do consider subscribing to the channel. If you subscribe, click the little bell next to the subscription button to ensure that you get all of my stuff sent directly to your sub box. And guys, of course, if you do want to see more Halloween related builds, check out the leave a comment down below and let me know what you want to see next. If you do have some more Halloween-y ideas, let me know. If you do want to check out more of my stuff, though, check out the card system description below. You'll be able to see all sorts of stuff in the background. You see that we have a lot of cartoon builds that way. We have some modern, some survival builds that way, some more survival builds that way. We do all sorts of stuff. We even do suburban, we do fantasy, we do everything, guys. So check out the card system description below, the rest of the channel. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day, and I'll see you guys in the next one.